Hey, hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome back to another movie review. Today I'm gonna be reviewing Dark Phoenix, and as usual I'm quickly gonna go through the story of this movie to tell you in short what the movie is all about. Then I'm gonna share my opinions and thoughts about this movie, so in case you didn't watch it, one big spoiler alert across the screen. And yeah, just click away from this video and come back after you watch it if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to, it's totally okay. But if you really are interested right now in my opinions and thoughts about this movie, then stay with me till the end of this video and let's get started. Alright guys, so Dark Phoenix is a movie released in 2019 and it's another Marvel movie from Marvel comic books. This is actually sequel to X-Men, and full name of this movie should be X-Men Dark Phoenix, but since this is a movie about the story of Jean Grey, the most powerful mutant of all X-Men, they call her later in this movie Dark Phoenix, and that's why this movie is called Dark Phoenix. Anyways, this is just another X-Men movie, and story of this movie starts off by showing Jane as a little girl in a car with her parents, and she accidentally caused the car accident and killed her parents. And she survived, and then Charles Xavier showed up and decided to take care of her, and he recognized that she is a mutant, and he realized that she's the most powerful mutant he ever met. And then later movie shows us Jane as grown up, living with other X-Men. And at the beginning of the movie, NASA launched some mission into space, and something went terribly wrong, and the space shuttle got wrecked in the space, and astronauts are about to die, and there is this like some sort of solar flare from the sun that is going to burn them. And then Charles Xavier once again sends X-Men to save these astronauts, to show people that mutants are good and they can live in peace with humans. And they go into space, X-Men, and they save these astronauts, and that's where Jane absorbs this huge energy from the sun. And they actually thought that's the energy from the sun, that solar flare, but later it turns out that it's just some sort of energy from another galaxy that some aliens are looking for. Then later these aliens come to Earth to find that energy, and they need to use that energy to destroy Earth and make a new home on the Earth for them, which would mean erasing humanity and all humans. And then later, as Jane absorbed this power, she gets really strong, and she starts to sense things, and Charles can't get into her head anymore. And she starts to sense her father, that he's still alive, and every time she just gets hit with this wave of emotions, he releases this shock wave from that energy that she absorbed, and she hurts other mutants and people around her, and she decides to run away from X-Men and Charles Xavier because she doesn't feel it's safe for her to be there around these people, and she gets really upset about it, depressed, and she doesn't want to hurt her boyfriend Scott, which is another mutant in X-Men. And as the movie goes on, she runs away, finds her father, and figures out that he's actually alive, and that Charles Xavier lied to her, that both of her parents died, which is not true. Only her mother died. Her father is actually the one who survived and abandoned her because he didn't want to take care of her anymore, because he didn't want to have a kid with telekinetic powers, and he just said that he doesn't know what she is, and he does not want a kid like that. And then she gets really pissed off and angry on Charles because he lied to her. And then Raven tries to talk her down and tell her to come back home, that they're gonna figure things out. And accidentally she kills Raven, and that was one of those very surprising but in the same time disappointing moments in this movie. Then later they look for Magneto. Actually, first Jane looks for Magneto and asks him how did he stop hurting people. And then he tells her, and he also tells her that he can't really help her. Then one of X-Men also comes to Magneto and asks for his help, tells him that Raven is dead, and he really loved Raven. And then he gets really pissed, wants to kill Jane because she accidentally killed Raven. So pretty much everyone now has their own reason to team up against Jane that is actually not bad, and the entire fault is on Charles Xavier because he lied to her. And then these aliens get involved. They again want to take that power from the Jane and use her. And then they all team up against these aliens, and that's pretty much the entire story of this movie. So yeah, the story of this movie, it just feels recycled a lot. I mean, I liked it. The story is good. I like the story about the Jane. I like the little mystery part where you just don't know what is going on until you uncover all the secrets and lies that Charles Xavier told her. And then when you realize what happened, it is interesting for one time. And then when these aliens get involved, and then everyone gets super friendly and teamed up against these aliens because they all got a common enemy now, that just feels like a recycled story and something we've seen in previous X-Men movies. I'm gonna say right now, I'm really sick of X-Men movies. There's just way too many of them. The story is just going on, and it repeats itself through every single movie. There is always bad guys fighting good guys. I mean, yeah, that's what X-Men is all about in the comic books, but making like the same movie for 10 times is just not fun anymore. However, action in this movie was really fun. CGI was again fun to watch. It's fun when things go boom, and I was surprised. The most about is that this time actually Magneto turned out to be a good guy, which he was in the first X-Men movie before he like turned against Charles Xavier and his agenda or whatever. And this movie does show Charles Xavier in a bad light, you know. All characters kind of feel from at the beginning of the movie that they are good, and then as the movie goes on towards the end of it, it just feels like some of the characters get corrupt, and you know, they just turn out to be bad guys even though they're not bad guys. That's something that I liked, and I enjoyed seeing Magneto on the good side again, you know. And he actually turns out to be a good guy at the end of the movie. He again becomes friends with Charles Xavier after all these years. They didn't talk or whatever. They were just fighting each other, you know, and it was pretty surprising to see him finally as a good guy again, and that was really enjoyable to see. And Magneto teaming up with X-Men, it just kind of felt like watching first X-Men movie again, and yeah, I kind of feel epic in those fight scenes and everything. But then when you just finish this movie, you realize it's recycled. Like, I have mixed feelings about this movie. It is good and bad in the same time. I do enjoy the story and everything, like I said, but it just it feels recycled. It's just too much X-Men movies. It's just not fun and exciting as it used to be. It's just, I don't know. I just don't feel it like that. I mean, yeah, if you're a fan of X-Men and Marvel, you probably are going to enjoy this movie like 100%. Like, if you are huge fan of X-Men, then yeah, this totally is a movie for you. And if you just want to watch again a movie that has some cool action, some cool characters, an interesting story, yeah, this is also a movie for you. Go ahead and watch it. You're not going to regret it. It's fun. I'm not saying that movie wasn't fun. All I'm saying is just this franchise just went too far. Also, the scene where Raven dies felt like X-Men franchise died. I felt like this was the final X-Men. I actually hope that this was the final X-Men movie they'll ever make, because I mean, you killed a character that's been there since the first X-Men movie and is probably one of the most recognizable characters from X-Men franchise, and one of the most important and interesting characters in the X-Men franchise, and you just kill her in split second in this movie. So I don't know, this felt like a finale of X-Men franchise to me, and I hope it stays that way, because like I said, if they make more X-Men movies, I'm just gonna shoot myself. This is just too much. It's going too far. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, then go ahead and leave a like, share, comment, or subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, that's totally okay. You don't have to. Also, you can join my Chris Facebook group. I post all kind of stuff over there. Link is down below in the description, together with my as.fm, where you can leave any questions if you have any questions. And yeah, guys, I love you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of your support, and I'll definitely see you in the next videos. Chris out.